A tiny house. Look at that. Diddy little thing. Bow, tree boughs, bow. Don't die, don't die. One thing I have noticed from the what I'm assuming is the air fuel mixture being a little bit out, do get some rather fun pops and bangs out of the bike every now and again. Oh well, I thought it was coming across then. Oh, I'm really noticing this humidity when they're at low speeds. Fingers crossed the clouds might break at some point this morning. I don't know why I'm saying fingers crossed, I hate sunshine. All these lovely old, I'm assuming Victorian, 1897, yeah, Victorian terraced houses. Not the nicest ones, not the nicest ones we've got in the city, but still charming nonetheless. Not a bad part of the city, this. If city life is your thing. Oh, I might stop and get a drink actually before we head out into the countryside. Don't want to get dry. Or itch my face. There's a rather funky little house on the side. There used to be a police, like a little mini police station, but now it's been sold off and it's a tiny house. Look at that. Diddy little thing. Again, charming as anything, but compact for sure. Right, let's go get a drink. Motorbike friend. Put this up here. Right, let's get an extremely overpriced fizzy pop. Jesus, £2.85. I'll just get that because it's the cheapest. Lovely, thank you. Will that fit in there? Nope. Got my free Lex Tech bag that came when I bought my engine. It's rather nice of them. Say nice of them, they absolutely buried the offer in the website, so you had to go hunting for it, but found it. Free bag, thank you very much. Onwards. Nah, red lights. Right, I'm going to try some YouTubery motorbike channel-y stuff today. I'm going to get the I've got the tripod with me. I'm going to do some flybys and see if they look any good, because it's one of them weird things you very rarely get to see yourself riding your own bike. I think the plan in the future, when I get the proper bike, I'm going to get a Insta360 for the front, so we can do a little bit of rider cam. And yeah, bringing some different angles. Although I'm a big fan of having it on an having a bit of a battle behind us. I'm a big fan of having it on a stalk behind and doing that sort of over the top view. I think that looks pretty cool, but we'll play about with that once we get it. Yeah, this is kind of the outside edge of the city now. After this it's countryside. Never know if I should talk more or talk less on these. I do end up just constantly wittering if I'm not careful, but we'll see. So that is kind of the end of the city there. We are now into countryside. Make sure my bum crackers aren't hanging out. No one needs to see trouser hams on a Sunday morning. Oh, here we go. This is where the bike starts feeling very slow. Second there's any sort of gradient, which admittedly there aren't a lot of around Norfolk, but there's some very gentle rolling hills about. And already I'm flat out, stuck at 41 in top gear. I could have stretched third a little bit longer, maybe got up to 44, 45 and then turned to fourth, but not much point really. Also, this speedo is very inaccurate, I've discovered. It is at least 3 to 5 mile an hour out, at least. It doesn't take long to go from the city centre to some beautiful English countryside. Although, getting less beautiful as time goes by. There's a big construction up here on the left. Not quite sure what they're making, but it looks like a bit of a blight, especially when you see it from the dual carriageway over there. There we go. What on earth are they building there? Hitachi Energy. So 3 offshore wind farm. Hang on, offshore? We are very much onshore here. Who knows? But yeah, it's a power plant clearly. Little rugby club. And we head down into the little village where we will be turning off. Okay, shoulder check. Here we go, short lane. This is a very nice little village, and the roads get a lot smaller here. Look at this, beautiful. There's the village stick collection. Oh, and several village stick collections. And oh, looks like they've got a cricket match on today. Have to be a little bit. Is it cricket or yeah? It's a cricket pitch at least. Nope, children's. Grabbing a rhubarb. Did see the other day someone suggested rhubarb and mackerel, which I'm willing to give a go. Not a combination I'd have considered, but apparently it's meant to be really nice. Okay, tight little corner here. We had a huge thunderstorm about a week or two ago, and some of these corners in the middle of nowhere still have a lot of sand and gravel washed out around them, so being a little bit cautious on the corners, as I did have the front wheel step out about 8 inches the other day on a corner when it hit a little bit of sand, and fair to say that shat me up. So right, so I was wondering if I can set up a shot around this corner. There's a couple of little bends here with an open field on one side. Let's have a little look. Ah, dead short. I know where I can put it though. I'm gonna put it on here. See if it makes for an interesting shot. Obviously I won't talk you through every one I ever do. Let's try this next little lay-by actually. We got a better line of sight on that. Yeah, once I get the hang of this, you won't be getting talked through every shot, but okay, I'm just going to turn the camera off and try and figure out how to make this shot work. Hope that worked. Beautiful bit of countryside. Well, I'm really hoping that shot worked, because never done anything like that before, but they always look good on other videos, so yeah, hopefully that will be the first of many. Not in a huge rush to get going, because I have literally just seen a horse rider come around that corner of that field and head up the road, so yeah, we'll give it a second. Sun tried to come out a second ago, and as soon as that did, oh, just baking. Right, I'm going to pause this, turn around. Hopefully that's enough time for the horse rider to get out of the way. If not, we'll just be cautious around these bends coming up. Well, this is gravel, and I'm pointing the wrong way. I wonder if I can do a cheeky little spin around. Let's see. Yeah, that'll do. I don't know, I'm tilting my head, I can't see much. Hopefully they turned in there. That's what I'm hoping. Or this one. Hope House. Not seeing any horses yet. Oh, East Carlton Manor. That is a mighty fancy gate. Oh no. Quietly does it. No worries. So this is the slightly extended version of the route I take to work every day, and on some mornings it is glorious riding this. Beautiful surroundings, and then you get this just this arch of trees to ride through at this last bit. But yeah, I guess that's the other entrance to the manor house. Gatehouse on each gate, that's fancy, you know that's a big place. Oh, what is that? That was an old Porsche Speedster in there. Real or not, they are beautiful. Yeah, that is a gorgeous car. Old air-cooled Porsche Speedster. Those and Carman gears look absolutely gorgeous. And this little bend, and we're taking a left here. Corner. Nearly caught me out a couple of times when I first started riding this route. Actually tightens quite a bit here, but completely used to it now. Same with this, you probably can't see on camera, but there's a ridge where a tractor or something has dug up the tarmac, and that can really grab hold of your wheel as you're going around. Yeah, beautiful woodland archway bits again, really nice. I love walking through these bits. Feels like it's a little green tunnel just for yourself. I wonder where that goes. So I've been having a little read of the signage on the front of this place, and it looks like, at least in the early 2000s, it was used for grain storage. I'm assuming it's a old Second World War aircraft hangar. There did used to be quite a large, both American and British Air Force presence in East Anglia during the Second World War. But yeah, definitely had a pest controller company looking after it for grain storage at one point. Although, being stood near the doors over there, all I can hear now is pigeons, just pigeons cooing away in there. So Guessing if you're storing grain, you don't really want pigeons in there, so I'm assuming it might just be abandoned, maybe storage or something. But hell of a building, ginormous. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous countryside. And the sun, yeah, kind of thankfully has stayed off. For the video, the sun would look fantastic. For my physical heat exhaustion status, the lack of sun is just spot on. More of these beautiful, what do they call them? Boughs? Bough? Tree boughs? Bough? Is it a bough? Anyway, arches, tree arches, trarches. So this is me flat out, showing 46 on the clock, which is probably more like 43. But the breeze is nice. And I know in just a few short weeks I'll be on something a lot more fun. So the plan, I don't know if I mentioned already, but the plan is to get a dual sport and get a tent, get a sleeping bag, get some luggage, and start having, I guess, weekend adventures. Decided I'm not going to be a purely fair weather rider. I want to be out in all sorts. Yeah, I think with the right clothing that shouldn't be a problem. With how hot I tend to run, camping in colder weather shouldn't be an issue either. I prefer cold to hot. Hello, hello, hello. Absolutely had to overtake him just before the roundabout. Very important. Couldn't possibly wait. The always fun final destination thoughts when approaching an open railway line. Don't die, don't die, don't die. Oh, all these new houses, so many of them. I remember when all this was fields. So this is where I really do get bored. I'm absolutely flat out, showing 50, we all know it's 47, and just, yeah. It's a good chance to look around. Hopefully I can spot what I'm looking for. I think it might just be up here on the left. Nope, maybe a bit further on. There it is. So there it is, Sluts Hole Lane. And the bike has started playing up now. It's getting lumpy. Smells very fuely. Oh god, I've got a sweat on. Oh, so sweaty. Okay, so that's kind of my ride out. I might video some of the route back. Not too sure which way I'm going to go yet. But got a good 20 plus miles to go. Yeah, I think I've got my thumbnail. Lovely Sluts Hole Lane. What do I call the video now? Out on a trip to find your mom? Maybe that's pushing it a bit too much. Let's see. So I did have a look at the lambda sensor. I gave it a clean. I don't know if you can clean a lambda sensor, but I cleaned it up. I had a little bit of soot on it, but didn't seem to make any difference. Cleaned the plug had been a little bit fouled, so cleaned that up. So while I was getting the photo at Sluts Hole Lane, a nice old lady that lives in the house behind it came out, and it's apparently a very popular photo spot. No surprises there, but that's about it. But she was lovely, really understanding, very kind, very smiley. And yeah, I guess you live somewhere called Sluts Hole Lane, you're going to get photographed. But no, very nice interaction. Now this is where I was thinking I could stop. Is there a bench? There is a bench. Right, so if we pull up here. Lovely. Alright, I'm going to have a little sit down on the bench, let the bike chill out for a bit. and hopefully all will be well and we can carry on. Well, I think that's it for me now. Gonna take the bike home, had a nice little ride out, and yeah, sadly no rest for the wicked. Got some work to be getting on with. Are you gonna start? Oh, so fuely. Yeah, I need to get that lambda sensor ordered. Oh god, there's so many greenfly here. I'm sure it's not coming up on camera, but I had hundreds down my front when I pulled up. Okay, so yeah, just back home for me now.